Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to be looking at Brainwave GRC's PAM booster designed for CyberArk. We have received a score of 4.7 stars out of 5 from Gartner Peer Insights. So those are our customers talking about their satisfaction with Brainwave solutions. So please take a moment to look at Gartner Peer Insights. And also the big news, so big and so new that it's not on the slide, is that we were just nominated within the last day or two as a cool vendor from Gartner. So that's another big news. You'll be hearing more about that shortly. So let's get started, and we'll see who we're going to be hearing from today during our presentation. So you'll be hearing from me. I'm Leanne DeBurr, and I am the manager of the U.S. Marketing and Sales Operations, and I welcome you to this webinar today. And we'll also be hearing from my colleague, Damien Besson, who will be actually doing the demo for us today. Damien, can you say hello?
Hi everyone.
Thank you. Thanks very much. All right, so let's get started. Let's hear a little bit more and learn more about CyberArk and our PAM booster solution. So what is this all about? So first of all, I'd like to get started by telling you that Brainwave GRC is a CyberArk C³ Alliance partner, and we are a global leader in identity analytics. More than 75% of our own customers are using CyberArk PAM systems. And from them, we heard about some of the issues and their input about what works, what doesn't work, and what we can help with. And that's why we actually went out and created PAM Booster. It's an innovative solution that's specifically designed to enhance the CyberArk PAM product. Also, our PAM Booster solution is certified by CyberArk, and you'll be able to find it in the CyberArk marketplace. So Damien, can you tell us a little bit about some of the problems that customers are running into with CyberArk PAM?
Yes, Leanne, yes, of course. So the first challenge that many of CyberArk PAM customers and CyberArk Privilege Cloud customers face is that they need to understand who in the company can access to what in CyberArk. This is what we call the CyberArk access chain. And they need also to keep control on that access chain over time and avoid the drifts of the access configuration. Another issue is that they need to prove to auditors that they meet security policies and are compliant. They need also to align the identity lifecycle with the access to CyberArk. And finally, of course, to communicate with the different stakeholders, for example, about the onboarding progress to the C-level and about the safe user access configuration to the safe owners. So why is it complicated? It is complicated because the CyberArk teams often don't have a clear view on the identity lifecycle of the company. The CyberArk access can also rely on Active Directory and LDAP, which could be managed by other teams. And the secured scope by CyberArk is moving every day. So new safes are created, new privilege accounts are onboarded. Also, the teams accessing CyberArk are changing. New CyberArk users are defined, some are removed. The repositories on which the CyberArk access rely, such as Active Directory and LDAP, and also the CyberArk configuration itself, too, are evolving month after month, which could lead to drifts. So in that context, how to provide comprehensible KPIs and visibility to the line and safe managers, how to prove to auditors that the situation is under control, how to optimize the CyberArk license usage. So this is why we created PAM Booster. PAM Booster allows to overcome all those challenges. How does it work? It automatically correlates data coming from 3 main sources. So the identity sources that contains all the information about people who are working for the company. The CyberArk sources, which provides all the vaults and safe configuration details. And finally, the repository sources, such as Active Directory and LDAP, used to manage access to CyberArk, which could be, of course, both of Active Directory, and LDAP. So, Lian, which value is then provided by the solution?
So once we ingest the data from those data sources, we can do one of four things, or we will do one of four things, or all four things actually. We're going to align the identity lifecycle with the privilege access by building a central matrix of users and their privilege access. Then we're going to meet compliance policies using specialized IT controls, review of access rights, and sharing the KPIs with the safe owners. And then we're going to communicate the governance progress to the C-level by providing them with dashboards, showing them license usage, and letting them know how far along we are on the onboarding progress. And then we're going to keep control of the CyberArk access chain by using our innovative feature called Clue Finder that detects and analyzes the impact of any configuration changes within the CyberArk assets. So Damien, can you tell us how PAM-Booster reconstitutes the access chain?
Yes, thanks to the correlations, PAM-Booster automatically rebuilds the whole access chain. So PAM-Booster can ingest several identity sources coming from HR applications, from Excel sheets for contractors, for example, or even from Active Directory. It also deals with users, groups, and group membership coming from the different repositories such as Active Directory domains and LDAP. The CyberArk sources will also provide all the vault and safe configuration details, including the effective user accounts. And you can even extend that data sources in project mode if you want to correlate additional information coming from other systems, from servers and CMDB. So at the end, you get the details on all the people working for your company, who they are, what are their scope of responsibilities, their access details to credentials through which user accounts, which groups, either in Active Directory or CyberArk, through which safes. And on top of that chain of access, PAM-Booster automatically detects the issue that you may face thanks to automated controls and analytics. This is usually done on a weekly basis and saved so that you can evaluate the changes that occurred on a period of time and even perform forensic analysis if you want to audit the access at a specific date. So, Lian, maybe you can introduce the demonstration use cases.
Yes, I'd love to do that for you. So thank you, first of all, for that thorough explanation about how PAM-Booster can work for our customers. So let's talk about what the demo is going to look like and what the use cases are going to be. First of all, the context. So we're in the context where an auditor says that there are some people who have access to critical safes that should not have this because their job function does not allow it. In this particular case that you're going to be seeing, we're going to be using the financial infrastructure. And we're going to look at 4 different types of cases. The first one that we're going to look into is we're going to show how you can gain visibility into sensitive groups that provide access to those safes. Then after that, we're going to build and share dashboards with the safe owners. Then we're going to show you how you can automate safe access review with safe owners. And lastly, identify and analyze changes within CyberArk with our innovative feature called Clue Finder. So Damien, should we jump right into the demo?
Yeah. So let's switch to the demonstration platform. Okay, so I'm connected as Kimberly Pratt. So I work in the CyberArk team in my company. And as you can see, I have here the homepage of the PAM-Booster solution. And since we want to answer to that to these auditors, we will focus mainly on this column, governance and compliance, to investigate and to provide information to these auditors. So the first thing that we will do is to check the configuration that we have and investigate on those safes and groups. Then I will show you how you can share those information with the different safe owners by building your own mashup dashboards. And we will then have a look to the access review, or you can configure it and answer to those reviews. And finally, we will end with the crew finder feature. Okay, so let's focus first on my configuration. So I have around 55 users, both EPV users and also application users. I have around 100 safes that are securing 834 credentials, and the access to those safes are provided through 40 groups. So I can click here to get the details and to get more analysis. But what we are going to do during that demonstration is to have a look at the search menu. What we want to do first is to identify those financial infrastructure safes. So to do that, we will go to the search menu and we will use a smart search to find all the safes that contain finance in the name. So I can just ask anything to the solution. Here I have chosen to filter on the name. So I have 3 safes that are part of my financial infrastructure, that are securing my financial infrastructure. So the idea is that I can add a tag to those safes, so I can find them later very easily. So this is what I do. So so that, for example, if I filter getting the tag I've just added, I will find all the financial safes that I have configured in my CyberArk environment. So I have four safes, and from there I can investigate on each safe. So let's have a look to the Obsidian infrastructure safe. Here I am. So I have 3 safe owners that have been automatically detected by the solution. So those are automatically detecting by default using a rule that is based on the authorization of the people. So those people can manage my safes. So this is why they have been detected as safe owners, but you can define your own rule if you have a specific one to find out those people. It is very important because it is those people that you will solicitate, that you will ask to check and review who can access to their safes. Then what we are going to do is that we are going to try to understand who has access to that safes. So as you can see here, I have in purple my safe, Financial Obsidian infrastructure in the center. Okay, so let's zoom in. And I have 2 different hierarchy of groups, 2 nested groups that are providing access to this safe. Those groups, as you can see, are defined in Active Directory. So there are Active Directory groups. I've got also the members, the user accounts that is used to access to CyberArk. So in my case here, I have Kmayor 19. This is also an Active Directory groups. And here I have the identity that has been correlated automatically by PAM Booster. And when I click on the identity Kmayor, for example, I can get all the details about who is this person. So she's a recruitment specialist. She's working in the recruitment department. So he is working, I suppose it's a male. His manager is Mira Vasquez. Okay, and I have it's an internal people. It's not a subcontractors. So I have got all the details about the identity. I can also retrieve all the details about the user account that he is using. So he's using Kmayor 19 in the domain Acme. The account is configured with a password that never expires. So I should modify that. This is not so good. And then I can also investigate on what are the authorizations that are provided through those groups. So to do that, I can go to get the details on the access here, or I can use my analytics. And here I will find lots of reports and analytics that will help me to understand how it is configured. So let's have a look to this cross tab. So we find back here our two group finance account operators that are providing the authorizations. So one is providing the ability to manage the safe, as you can see, and the other group is providing the ability to use the secrets secured in the safe. And here you have all the members, so all the user accounts that are members of those groups with the related identity, and also the department in which this identity is working. So we find back here Kenmeyer. We can directly see that with regards to the previous week, since we are doing a weekly data upload into Time Booster, we can see that Kenmeyer is new in that group. And we can also see that in the other groups, we had some changes, some new people, some new members that have been added. Okay, okay, so this is how you can investigate from a safe. What we want to do now is to investigate on the groups. So to do that, I will go back in my search menu and I will try to filter my groups. So as you can see, I have lots of groups that are defined in several domains and also maybe in CyberArk itself. I have around 500 groups, 5,000 groups, sorry. And what I want is to identify those who are providing authorizations to my financial safe. So to do that, I can filter directly the one that are, for example, providing the ability to administrate the safe or using the credentials in the safe, or the one that are providing access, whatever it is, to my safe. So we can, for the example, filter on the one providing the administration authorizations. And I don't want all the safe. I want only the safe, if you remember well, for which I've put the tag financial infrastructure. And here I am. So I have 10 groups. All those groups are defined in my ACME Active Directory domains. And all those groups are providing access to my financial safes, my 4 financial safes. What I can do then is to investigate on each of them, as I've done for the safe, to understand who are the members of those groups. I can find back here the hierarchy of groups. So EMEA admin, I have those people. Some of them are new. And in a subgroup, quality admin, I've got other people with some changes this week. Some new people that have been added. And also a leaver, so Katie McDaniel, she has left the company. So definitely I should remove her from these groups and also deactivate her account. Okay, here I am. So I can investigate on my safe, I can investigate on my groups. Now let's do the second use case, build mashup dashboards and share them with other people in the company. So when you install and deploy PAM Booster, automatically you get lots of reports that are predefined, including those reports here that you've got here in the menu that are shared with safe owners. And here I can focus, for example, on this one. This one is more interesting. On this one, because this one contains all the safe that I own with some KPIs, of course. And I can click to get the details on each KPIs. And also I've got all the control defects that I have regarding this safe, meaning all the issues that I face that have been automatically detected by PAM Booster. For instance, I have no levers in my case that are access to my different safes, but I have, as you can see, 50% of my secrets that have an inactive CPM, so I should investigate on that and try to improve this score. I have also some people who can both manage my safe and use the secrets in my safe. So I can click on the list to get the details. Who are there? Are they internal? What are their user accounts? Is it an account in Active Directory, or is it a CyberArk local account, etc., etc. And you can, of course, edit those reports, add information, remove information. And in our use case, we want to focus on the development team. And we want to share this information with all the other safe owners. So let's do our smart search query. So I want all the identities which job on organizations starts with development. Okay, develop. So I should have 111 people. Yeah, I have 111 developers in my company. And I don't want all of them. I want only the one that can access the safes, not all the safes, but all the safes that are managed by me currently. So me, that I'm a Kimberly Pratt, so the current user. And here I am. So I have my new indicator here. I can also add a trend if I want, add also thresholds. And I can also enable a link to get the details on the people who are there, which identity it is, what is her HR code, is it an internal or an external employees, etc. In which organization does it work? Okay, so I have 2 people, as you can see here, that I've just added, and I can click on it to get the details of those people and investigate on them. Okay, so now those reports are shared with the safe owner. So if I connect as a safe owner, like Alfredo Cazet, he is a safe owner, I will see, okay, so he has an overview on all the access that he has, and also on, of course, on his team, his own access to CyberArk, on the resources that he manages. So here he manages some safe, including Windows domain servers, which is part of my financial safe. And this is why he has some entries to review. So a review has been configured and launched already. So we'll just see that after how we can answer to this review request. But let's have a look to the mashup dashboard that we have just modified, as you can see. Okay, so you can find back here the control that have been just added, and in that case, we have 3 developers with an access to my different safe, and of course I can filter to investigate safe per safe. So on my Windows domain servers, I have 5 people who have left the company who can access my my safe. I have also some segregation of duties issues, so I can investigate on that, etc., etc. But as I am a safe owner, I cannot modify the dashboard itself. Okay, because this dashboard is built and shared by the CyberArk team. Okay, so let's go back to the user access review. So the third use case, user access review. So here I will receive by email a notification asking me to review the access to my safe. And by clicking on the link in that mail, I will just connect directly to that interface, and I will be able to review the accesses to my safe. Okay, so I have 3 different dashboards that can help me to review and to review very fast the accesses. First, I have this first dashboard. So it is a cross-tab with, as you can see, all the safes for which you need to review the access, the list of all the authorizations you need to review. And here you've got all the user accounts, the identities, and their organizations in which they are working. So, and from there, you can directly have a look and decide, for example, here are all the people that can use the secrets in my safe assist can also manage the safe itself. So this is not good. So I should ask for revocation of the use account permission. Okay. And this is because I have some segregation of duties issues. So people should not be able to do both user secrets and also administrate the safes. Okay, this is the first way to do it. Or I can also switch to another view, which is the group list mode. In that view, I can filter per safe, I can filter per identity. And if I filter per identity here, you can find very easily all the levers. So these are all the people who has an access to my safe and who have left the company. And then I've got the other identities. So Alfredo Cazet, he has several access to different safes. I have Alan Garrett, etc. So I can easily check all the first levers and ask for revocation. This is because they have left the company. Here we are. Okay, once this is done, I can go back, switch to another review mode. I can try to organize a little bit per people to understand, to compare the accesses per people. And I can also validate directly, okay, for me, this is okay, I approve the access. Here I have also people that can both use and manage the access. So let's revoke this one. Okay. Let's do the same here. So this is not okay. Bulk revocation. Okay, and let's do the same here. Okay, here we are. And then all the other access looks good. Those people should be able to manage the safes. Okay, so let's validate it. Okay, I'm going too fast. Okay, this is done. My review is over as a safe owner. So now when I connect back as Kimberly Pratt, which is part of the CyberArk team, I can directly, so I have also review to perform, as you can see here. And I can directly go to my review, which is here, and have a look to how it goes. So Alfredo Cazet has reviewed everything. And I have other people that are still pending. I can get the review statistics, and I can also get all the actions that have been requested by the different reviewers. Once the review is then closed, automatically I can also interface PAM Booster with some ITSM tools, or even with CyberArk, or send email asking people to apply the revocation, apply the modification asked by the reviewer. Okay, now let's switch to the last use case, which is Clue Finder. So as you have seen, we add lots of movements, lots of changes in our configuration, both in CyberArk, in the identities, in the HR environment, in the different departments with movements. And we also have some modification in Active Directory with new groups that have been, new members that have been added to those groups. So if we want to focus on the most impactful events, here we are. So here we are the top 5 of the most impactful events, so per vote or per save. As you can see here today, we have this week, we have 10 new organizations, 10 new departments that gain access to CyberArk, meaning that the previous week, nobody in those departments had access to CyberArk. And so we have a strong increase of the number of departments with access to some safes. So let's investigate on that. And for example, let's take Ken Mayer. So he's from the recruitment department, so we have already seen him. But here we can directly find what is the root cause. So it's because another group has been added to another group that is providing the access to some safes. So this is why Ken Mayer gained access to my CyberArk safe. And this is not normal. He's the only one in this organization to have access to CyberArk, and he's a recruiter, so I should remove this access. You can have also other events. For example, if I take IT quality assurance, this department has been restructured. In fact, it was previously 2 different departments that have been added to IT quality assurance, so it's merged. And so those people had access to CyberArk. They keep these accesses, and now they are the only one in the team, in the new team, to have access to CyberArk. I can also focus, for example, on some people who have been transferred in the company, or on people who has just arrived in the company. So here I have Gwendolyn Kennedy. She's a newcomer. She's just arrived and she had access to CyberArk, but she's the only one in her team, cash management. And what I can see directly is that she has direct access, not using groups, to access both Vault and one of the safes. So this is not normal. I should reconfigure the access for her. Okay, so this is all. We have seen the access chain. We have seen how you can configure and perform user access reviews, how you can share mashup dashboards, and how you can use the crew finder to investigate on the last events that occurred. So there are many other use cases and features that we can share with you for your personalized situation and requirements. So don't hesitate to contact us, if you want to know more.
Very good. Thank you, Damien, for that very thorough demonstration of the 4 use cases. So as a wrap up here, before we get to the questions, let's take a look at what we've seen together today. So first of all, we addressed a question about why you should consider PAM Booster if you currently have CyberArk. The second question is, what is its value? We showed you a little bit of that, and we showed you how it works with this demo using actually 4 different use cases that you could be faced with. So thanks again, Damien, for showing all of us all of that. If we have not answered a question for you, or if you would like to ask a question or one comes to your mind later after this webinar, please go to our website, which you'll see on the screen below, the www.brainwavegrc.com. You will find a contact us form there, and then you can send your questions to us. I'd like to thank Damien Besson for his very thorough demonstration today of our PAM Booster tool. I'd like to thank you for all attending. Please don't hesitate to contact us for anything that you would like from us. Thank you for attending.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.